Okay, here we are. We're going live. Slight technical difficulties, but we're up and running now. Okay, here we are, live. Wait till a few more people get connected. Is the audio working okay? Feel free to say something in the chat, which appears over here for you, but is over here for me. Whoa, 11 people in. Hi. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Can everybody hear me okay? My fancy USB microphone. Not wearing the cat head today for various reasons. Say hi in the chat if you're there. Hello. We open another couple of windows and then we'll be ready to go. It's probably going to take about an hour. So feel free to get a quick drink or whatever you need to do. I'm just going to post in a couple of other channels. I'm going to open up my document full of questions, would also be good. Had to rush home from work, so that was a bit exciting. I'm here now. Okay, I even got my questions. Okay, so how many people we got on the channel now? Hey. Okay, we're going to start soon, a couple of minutes late, but we'll just wait for people to finish turning up. Feel free to grab a drink. I'm enjoying a little Spanish liqueur. I'm just going to... Can you hear me okay, Matt? Can you hear me speaking, Matt? Okay, cool. All right, another couple of minutes. Make yourself comfortable. The way this is going to work... Okay, I'm just checking I posted everywhere. I posted on the Facebook page, posted in IRC. That'll do. Okay, 18 people, 19 people, awesome. Okay, a little bit late, had to rush home from work, sorry about that. I'm still an essential/disposable worker. Hope you're all doing okay out there in COVID land. So the way this is going to work, it's going to take probably about an hour. I'm going to just do essentially what I would do on a normal Tuesday night, which is go to the pub and run a trivia night. So it's not one of those kind of interactive things. You don't need to type in the chat or, you know, be faster than anyone else. You're basically playing against yourself or your friends or your family if you're with people. My name is James. Feel free to say hi in the chat or on the Facebook page. And yeah, so that's going to be about 50 questions. The first round is going to be 20 questions, which are fairly easy. I don't really do super easy trivia, but they're going to be fairly easy. And then I'll give you the answers to those. And then I'm going to do a second round of 20 questions of a bit more difficult. And then I'll give you the answers to those. And then at the end, I'll do 10 questions, which are quite difficult or a bit tricky or, you know, so if you get it, if you do manage to get any of those, then you're doing pretty well. Like I say, you're not really It's not interactive. You don't need to type it into chat. You're just playing against yourself. Just get a pen and paper or against your friends or whoever. All right. So let's just drag the Facebook over there so it's not in the way. Cool. Feel free to chat in the Facebook page or chat here in the YouTube thing. All right, let's get started then. Okay, everybody ready? Round one, question one. Which legal term from the Latin for the public good means work undertaken for no charge? So basically when a lawyer does something for free, it's described as a certain type of work. What's that? All right, question two. Which Beatles song starts with the words, "When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me"? What's the title of that Beatles song? Which Beatles song starts with the words, "When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me"? All right, question three. Lassi, L-A-S-S-I, is a popular traditional Indian drink. What is the main ingredient of lassi? So question three, lassi, L-A-S-S-I, is a popular traditional Indian drink. What is the main ingredient of it? All right, not going too fast, I hope. Question four, which Russian composer gave the world Swan Lake and the 1812 Overture? So question four, which Russian composer gave the world Swan Lake and the 1812 Overture? 20 people online, 21 people, that's pretty good. It's a normal sort of pub night now. So this, if you're just tuning in, this is round one. This is 20 reasonably easy questions. Okay, question five. Dian Fossey is associated with which animals? Dian Fossey, F-O-S-S-E-Y, is associated with which animals? All right, question six. Horses have four main gaits. They are trot, walk, gallop, and what? So question six, horses have four main gaits. They are trot, walk, gallop, and what? And if you're wondering why I'm not wearing the cat head that I wore on the weekend, it's because my sunglasses keep fogging up when I wear it, and it's annoying. So technical issues prevented that. All right, question seven. According to his 1986 #1 hit single, who wanted to be our sledgehammer? Question seven. According to his 1986 #1 hit single, who wanted to be our sledgehammer? Question eight, just checking my messages. Question eight, the national motto of which country translates to liberty, equality, fraternity, or brotherhood? So question eight, the national motto of which country, Question eight, the national motto of which country translates to liberty, equality, fraternity, or brotherhood? 23 people. Hi, everybody. Excuse me. Okay, what are we up to now? Question 9. What name is given to the world's first postage stamp? So a couple more people have tuned in. Question 9. What name is given to the world's first postage stamp? Kind of a classic trivia question, that one. If you're just tuning in, we're about halfway through the first round, which is reasonably easy questions. I'm going to give you the answers at the end of this, and you can just mark yourself off, or you can Google them as you go along. I can't really see the point, but whatever. Maybe you'll learn something. Or you can play against the quiz, obviously, or you can play against your friends if you coordinate it in advance. So at the end of these 20 questions, I'm going to give you the answers to these 20 questions, and then we're going to move on to the next round. Okay, question 10. Which bodily organ produces insulin? Question 10, which bodily organ produces insulin? Or if you're type 1 diabetic, It's the one that doesn't produce enough insulin. So question 10, which bodily organ produces insulin? All right, question 11. Question 11, John Flynn was a Presbyterian minister who founded which medical service? Question 11, John Flynn was a Presbyterian minister who founded which medical service? Okay, I don't know how easy that one was, but anyway. Question 12, which country, which separated from India in 1947, has a name meaning land of the pure? Question 12, which country, which separated from India in 1947, has a name meaning land of the pure? Oh, lots of YouTube comments, lots of Facebook comments, I should say. What are we up to? Question 13. What was the name of the video cassette format developed by Sony and released in 1975, but ultimately defeated by VHS? Question 13, what was the name of the video cassette format developed by Sony, released in 1975, but ultimately defeated by VHS? I'm told that some serious people still use it. Seems unlikely nowadays. Alrighty, lots of good comments on the Facebook page. 23 people in the channel. Hello. Okay, question 14 of round 1. Which celebrity chef started a restaurant named 15 to help 15 disadvantaged youths become cooks? So question 14, which celebrity chef started a restaurant named 15 to help 15 disadvantaged youths become cooks? And question 15, JFK was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald from the Texas Book Depository building. However, what name is given to the patch of land from which a second gunman is claimed by some to have fired? So it's a particular piece of land. It's got a particular name they always refer to. Question 15, JFK was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald from the Texas Book Depository building. However, what name is given to the patch of land from which a second gunman is claimed by some to have fired? 25 people, 24, by whoever that was. Question 16, which species of penguin is the largest? Question 16, which species of penguin is the largest? Question 17, which tennis star was stabbed in Hamburg in 1993? Question 17, which tennis star was stabbed in Hamburg in 1993? I think she was actually stabbed in the back in Hamburg. Just checking my Facebook comments. Do like the page if you want to be kept informed about upcoming trivia nights. Okay, question 18. By area, what is the second largest country in South America? Question 18. By area, what is the second largest country in South America? All right, question 19. According to Greek mythology, which dangerous bird women used to sing and play music to enchant sailors to shipwreck on their island? Question 19. According to Greek mythology, which dangerous bird women used to sing and play music to enchant sailors to shipwreck on their island? Watch out for those bird women. What have we got here? That's right. Follow the page if you want to get informed about future trivia nights. Nice one. Okay, and then question 20, on which Polynesian island would you find monolithic human figures called moai, M-O-A-I? So question 20, on which Polynesian island would you find monolithic human figures called moai? All right, I'll give you a minute or two just to finalize your answers for those. While I do a little housekeeping, checking the Facebook stuff. Lots of notifications, that's good. All right, so you ready? So now I'll just go through the answers. You can mark yourself off, beat your friends, try and beat the quiz, see how you go. Okay, so the answers to round one. Question one was, which legal term means work undertaken for no charge? That's pro bono. Pro bono, it's short for pro bono publico, which means for the public good. Okay, question two was, which Beatles song starts with the words, when I find myself in times of trouble? So the answer to that is Let It Be. Pretty easy one. Question three was, lassi is a popular Indian drink. What is the main ingredient? That is yogurt, or yogurt, depending on how you say it. Question four, the Russian composer. It's kind of a name a Russian composer question. Anyway, the answer is Tchaikovsky. Question five was, Dian Fossey is associated with which animals? She is associated with gorillas. She studied them in Rwanda for 18 years, and she wrote the book Gorillas in the Mist, which became the film with Sigourney Weaver. So question six was, horses have four main gaits. They are trot, walk, gallop, and what? The missing one is canter, or you could say lope, which is a variation of the canter. Question seven was, according to his 1986 number one hit single, Who Wanted to Be Our Sledgehammer? That was Peter Gabriel. Still a fantastic song. Question eight was, the national motto of which country is liberty, equality, fraternity? That is, of course, France. Question nine was, what name is given to the world's first postage stamp? The answer is the penny black. That's what we call the first postage stamp. If you're just tuning in, I'm giving the answers to round one. I'm going to start round two in a sec. So we're up to question 10. That was, which bodily organ produces insulin? The answer is the pancreas. Question 11. John Flynn, he founded the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and he appears on the Australian $20 note. Again, lots of people are just tuned in. So if you're just tuning in, I'm currently giving the answers to round one. I'll be doing round two in just a sec. So question 12 was, which country separated from India in 1947 has a name meaning land of the pure? That is Pakistan. Question 13 was, what was the name of the video cassette format released by Sony in 1975 but defeated by VHS? That was Betamax, or just Beta, I would accept. Question 14 was, which celebrity chef started a restaurant named 15? That was Jamie Oliver. Question 15 was, JFK was shot. What's the name of the patch of land? It's simply called the Grassy Knoll. That's what they call it. The second gunman was on the Grassy Knoll. Question 16, which species of penguin is the largest? The answer is the emperor penguin. Adults reach about 1.2 meters tall and they weigh up to about 40 kilos. They can remain submerged for up to 18 minutes, reaching a depth of over half a kilometer. There you go. Question 17 was, which tennis star was stabbed in 1993? That was Monica Seles. Question 18 was, by area, what's the second largest country in South America? Well, Brazil is the largest. Argentina is the second largest. Question 19 was, according to Greek mythology, the dangerous bird women lured sailors to their deaths. That's the sirens. And question 20 was, on which Polynesian island would you find monolithic human figures called moai? That is Rapa Nui, or the English name for it is Easter Island. Okay, how'd you go? If you went all right on that, that's round one. That's the relatively easy round. So I hope you did okay. If not, no worries. So now we'll start round two. So round two is slightly more difficult, but it's always hard to judge these things. So here we go. Round two, question one. Marlborough is a major wine producing region in which country? So question one, Marlborough, spelled M-A-R-L-B-O-R-O-U-G-H, is a major wine producing region in which country? Question two, how old is Queen Elizabeth II? Question two, how old is Queen Elizabeth II? based on her actual biological birthday, not her Queen's birthday, which is different in Canada and Australia and everywhere. So how old is the Queen? Question 3. Motown is a style of soul music with pop influences, which originally emerged in which city? Question 3. Motown is a style of soul music with pop influences, which originally emerged in which city? Matt got 19 out of 20 in the first round. Wow. All right, we'll see how you go in this one. Okay, question 4. What's the more common name for photokeratitis? Photokeratitis, that's Photokeratitis. Photokeratitis. What's the more common name for that? All right, question 5. The Falklands War was primarily fought between the United Kingdom and which country? So question 5. The Falklands War was primarily fought between the United Kingdom and which country? So if you're just tuning in, we're a little way into round 2, which is the more difficult round. Seems to be a bit UK-centric at the moment. Question 6. Who did Gordon Brown succeed as Prime Minister of the UK? Question 6. Who did Gordon Brown succeed as Prime Minister of the UK? And question 7. Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? Classic trivia question. Got to know your wives of Henry VIII. Question 7. Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? Remember to like the Facebook page if you want to get informed when we're going to do more quizzes. That's if you look on Facebook for Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz, you'll find us. Probably going to do this once a week, I would say. Probably Tuesday night, but maybe on the weekend as well. COVID permitting. All right. Question 8. Nicosia, 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 or Nicosia, is the capital of which country? Nicosia is the capital city of which country? Question 9. Which Australian stockbroker was famous for his gold worry beads? Question 9. Which Australian stockbroker was famous for his gold worry beads? Question 10. Which novelist practiced law in the small town of South Haven, Mississippi for nearly a decade? Question 10. Which novelist practiced law in the small town of South Haven, Mississippi for nearly a decade? So I guess you're thinking Deep South crime novels. My phone is beeping very rudely as people are liking the Facebook page, which is very nice. Why has that gone all strange? I don't know. Something is making my key stick down on the screen. I don't know why that is. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, what are we up to? Question 11. Kevin Rudd's first official act as Prime Minister on his first day in office was to sign what? Kevin Rudd's first official act as Prime Minister on his first day in office was to sign what? I don't know why this page is highlighting everything. Maybe I changed the coloring of it. Anyway, I don't know. Still works. Question 12. Which Shakespearean play takes place mostly at Elsinore Castle? Question 12. Which Shakespearean play takes place mostly at Elsinore Castle? Question 13 of round 2. Which group of small Caribbean islands is divided into parts administered separately by the UK and the USA? Question 13. Which group of small Caribbean islands is divided into parts administered separately by the UK and the USA? I really don't know why it's done that. Minor technical problems with my word processor. Question 14. Which 1992 Australian film follows the exploits and downfall of a racist skinhead group in blue-collar suburban Melbourne? Question 14. Which 1992 Australian film follows the exploits and downfall of a racist skinhead group in blue-collar suburban Melbourne? Question 15. Which company at one point controlled 80% of the worldwide market for rough diamonds? Excuse me. Which company, question 15, which company at one point controlled 80% of the worldwide market for rough diamonds? All right, question 16. Lake Cootapatamba, not sure how to pronounce that. Lake Cootapatamba, 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 is the highest lake on which continent? Lake Cootapatamba is the highest lake on which continent? That's question 16. If you're just tuning in, we're getting towards the end of round 2, which is a sort of medium, more difficulty round. After this, we'll have the answers to round 2, and then we'll have round 3, which is quite difficult, but only 10 questions. Okay, what are we up to? Question 17. Base jumping is a form of parachuting where base stands for building, antenna, span, and what? So what does the E stand for in base jumping? Question 17. Base jumping is a form of parachuting where base, B-A-S-E, stands for building, antenna, span, and what? I've been bungee jumping, but I don't think I would go base jumping. Question 18. What were the first names of the two Leyland brothers? If you're not Australian, sorry, you're not going to get that. And if you're not more than about 40 years old. All right, question 18. What was the first names of the two Leyland brothers? Used to watch that show when I was a kid. All right, question 19, nearly at the end of round 2. Which Australian actress was in the TV shows 6 Feet Under and Brothers and Sisters, as well as the movies Among Giants and Muriel's Wedding? Question 19, which Australian actress was in the TV shows 6 Feet Under and Brothers and Sisters, as well as the movies Among Giants and Muriel's Wedding? And then question 20, this is when I do this at the pub, I would do it as a half a point each type answer, but do it how you like. So question 20, for half a point each, name the 6 stations that make up Sydney's city circle. So when you catch the train into Sydney, there's the city circle. It's made up of 6 stations. For half a point each, what are the 6 stations that make up Sydney's city circle? All right, that's the end of round 2. I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about that. Finalize your answers, and I will do a little bit of Facebook housekeeping. Feel free to drop a comment in the comments of YouTube or say good day on the Facebook page. If you're looking for us on Facebook, we are Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. Probably going to do this kind of thing every week, I would say, probably every Tuesday night, because that's basically what I used to do before COVID, was go to the pub, host trivia, play trivia. I've got about 15 years worth of questions saved up, so it's no big drama to put a round together. It only takes about an hour, so I'm happy to do it. For people who are stuck at home. All right, so let's go through the answers to round 2. Should have some of those now. Oh, people are commenting on the video. Hopefully they're not saying, I can't hear anything. All right, question. All right, let's go through the answers to round 2. Question 1. The question was, Marlborough is a major wine producing region in which country? The answer to that is New Zealand. Question 2. Hey, I can see all the comments. Okay, question 2. How old is Queen Elizabeth II? Well, she was born on the 21st of April, 1926. So right now she's 93 years old. But next week it's her birthday. Happy birthday to the Queen. Question 3. Motown is a style of soul music that it started in Detroit, which is known as Motortown. It's where the car industry was based in the US. So Motown, that's why it's called that. If you're just tuning in, we're going through the answers to round 2. Question 4, what's the more common name for photokeratitis? That's snow blindness. You can also get it from welding or any kind of brightness-induced temporary blindness, but it's most commonly known as snow blindness. Question 5, the Falklands War, that was fought between primarily the United Kingdom and Argentina. Question 6, Gordon Brown succeeded Tony Blair as Prime Minister of the UK. Question 7 was, who was the last wife of Henry VIII? That was Catherine Parr, P-A-R-R, Catherine Parr. Question 8, Nicosia is the capital of Cyprus. Question 9, we're just running through the answers to round 2. Question 9, which Australian stockbroker was famous for his gold worry beads? That was Rene Rivkin, always used to fiddle with his worry beads. Question 10, which novelist practiced law in South Haven, Mississippi for nearly a decade? That was John Grisham. You want your Deep South legal dramas? Here's your man. What are we up to now? Question 11, Kevin Rudd's first official act was to sign the Kyoto Protocol. Question 12, the Shakespearean play that takes place mostly at Elsinore Castle was Macbeth. Question 13 was, which group of small Caribbean islands is divided into parts administered separately by the UK and the USA? That is the Virgin Islands. So there's the British Virgin Islands and the US Virgin Islands. The next question was question 14, and it was, which 1992 Australian film follows the exploits and downfall of a racist skinhead group in blue-collar suburban Melbourne? That was Romper Stomper. Quite a major movie when it came out in Australia. Question 15 was, which company controlled 80% of the worldwide market for rough diamonds? That is De Beers, D-E-B-E-R-S. They're a South African company. 16, Lake Kutamatamba is the highest lake in Australia. It's in Kosciuszko or Kosciuszko National Park. Lake Kutamatamba. Question 17 was base jumping. It stands for building, antenna, span, and earth. So E stands for earth. So it's for jumping off cliffs, waterfalls, that kind of stuff. Question 18, the first names of the Leyland brothers were Mike and Mal. Question 19, that Australian actress was Rachel Griffiths. And question 20, for half a point each, the 6 stations that make up Sydney's city circle are Central, Town Hall, Circular Quay, Museum, Wynyard, and St. James. If you ever commuted on the train to the city, you will have had that running around your head in your sleep because they say it about 1 million times. Okay. How'd you go on that one? Feel free to post in the comments over here with your score if you want, or on the Facebook page. I can see quite a lot of people commenting on the Facebook page. If you're not on the Facebook page yet, sign up, Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. Then you'll know when the next quiz is starting. All right. So let's move on to round 3, which is our difficult round. If you get any of these, you're doing pretty good. All right. So round 3, question 1. Timbuktu is a real city in a real country. Which country? J Chung 84 got 4 out of 20, and Elated Matt only got 9 for that round. Well, I did say that was a more difficult round. So it's hard to judge difficulty. And also, if you're playing by yourself, it's different to playing in a team in a pub, right? When you've always got different people with different specialties. Anyway, so question 1 of round 3, the quite difficult round, is Timbuktu is a real city in a real country. Which country is the city of Timbuktu in? Question 2, the leading newspaper of the Soviet Union for many years, including during the Cold War, was called Pravda, P-R-A-V-D-A, probably written in Russian Cyrillic script. Anyway, what does Pravda mean in English? So question 2, what does Pravda, as in the Russian newspaper, I think it's still going today, what does Pravda mean in English? All right, question 3. This one's a little bit wordy. Question 3, in Greek mythology, Who was commanded by Zeus to bear the sky on his shoulders, but is often incorrectly depicted carrying the earth? So you've seen him, the big statues of him holding, it's actually meant to be holding up a celestial sphere, the sky, not the earth, but he's often shown with the earth. So what's the name of that Greek god, I guess? Greek character, Greek mythology? All right, question 4. The Watergate scandal was triggered by a bungled break-in of the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate office building in which year? I did say this is quite a difficult round. So if you get any right in this round, you're doing pretty well. All right, so question 4 was the Watergate scandal was triggered by a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in which year? That's the break-in. What year was the break-in? Question 5, which 3 countries have a land border with Norway? So question 5 in round 3, our quite difficult round, is which 3 countries have a land border with Norway? Okay, pushing on through our difficult third round. Question 6. I like this question. It's one of my favorite questions. Question 6. In 1984, there were 2 hit songs by 2 different bands, but they had the same title of the song. So in 1984, there were 2 hit songs, so like number 1 and number 2, released by 2 different bands, but they happened to have the same title for the song, both released in 1984. So tell me, what was the name of the song, or the name of both songs? And for a bonus point each, who were the 2 bands? I'll be very impressed if you get that. All right, question 7 in our quite tricky third round. What term is used for passages of melodic speech in operas? So it's basically, operas, Fat Lady singing, all that kind of stuff. There's bits that it's just spoken. There's sort of melodic spoken, like poetry, I guess. So in question 7, what term is used for passages of melodic speech in operas? There's a particular term for that, as there often is with musical stuff. And question 8, the last convicts to be transported to Australia arrived in Western Australia during which decade? So question 8 was the last convicts to be transported to Australia arrived in Western Australia during which decade? This is the third round. It's quite difficult. If you get any of these, you can be pretty happy. Question 9, apart from the Soviet Union, for 1 point each, name any 3 signatories of the Warsaw Pact. Question 9 of our quite tricky third round. Apart from the Soviet Union, for 1 point each, name any signatories of the Warsaw Pact. If you don't know what that is, it's political history stuff. And question 10, this one I actually use as a tiebreaker. This is more of a tiebreaker question, but we don't really have a tiebreaker situation here, so I'm going to use it. I'm not expecting you to get this. It's one of the it's not a trick question, but anyway. Question 10, how long in meters is a standard C60 60-minute audio tape? So you remember the old audio tapes, you'd turn and you put them in your car and whatever. The standard one of those was a C60, 60 minutes. If you unraveled all that, how long would that tape be? That's the last question of our tricky third round, so it is quite difficult. Normally we do that as a tiebreaker at the pub, and it's the team that gets the closest answer gets it right. So I'm going to say if you get it within 10 meters of the correct answer, you can have a point. All right? All right, I'll give you a couple more minutes to think about those. And I'll do a little more Facebook housekeeping, see what people are chatting about on the page and who's signing up. If you do want to be kept up to date on the Facebook page, just go to Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. If you want to give feedback about difficulty or format or sound quality or anything like that, you can do that on the page. You can message me via the page. I'm James, or you can put it in here. All right, so let's get through the answers to our quite difficult third round. If you've got any of these, you can pat yourself on the back. All right. So round 3, question 1 was, Timbuktu is a real city in which real country? It's in Mali. It's Mali, M-A-L-I. I only know that because a mate of mine is a gold engineer, mining type person, and he was there, and he said, Timbuktu's over there. Can we go there? And this guy said, no, because there's like 300 k's of civil war between us and them. Okay, we won't go there. But anyway, it's a real city. Timbuktu is in Mali, which is in West Africa. Okay, round 3, question 2. Soviet Union newspaper, Pravda. Pravda means truth in English. There you go. Question 3, Greek mythology, who is commanded by Zeus to bear the sky on his shoulders? You might have got this one. It's Atlas. Atlas is the name of the mythical figure holding the celestial sphere. Like I say, they're often shown with the world, but it's meant to be the sky that he's carrying. Question 4, the Watergate scandal was kicked off by a bungled break-in 1972. Question 5 was, which 3 countries have a land border with Norway? That is Sweden, Finland, and Russia. Sweden, Finland, and Russia. You can decide if you need to get all 3 to get a point, or you get 1 point for each one you got right. Up to you. Question 6. I'll be very impressed if anyone got this. In 1984, there were 2 #1 hit songs by 2 different bands with the same song title. The name of the song was Jump, and the 2 bands were Van Halen and the Pointer Sisters. All right, the Pointer Sisters one was Jump, brackets, For My Love. But anyway, they're both called Jump. Both came out 1984, the Pointer Sisters and Van Halen. Question 7, what term is used for passages of melodic speech in operas? That is recitative or recitativo. Recitativo, yes, that's easy to say. So recitative or recitativo. That's not a good thing to pronounce. Okay, question 8. The last convicts to be transported to Australia arrived in Western Australia in 1868. So if you said the 1860s, good on you. Question 9. Apart from the Soviet Union, name any 3 signatories of the Warsaw Pact. You could have had Poland, East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, or Albania. So there's again, you could have had Poland, East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, or Albania. Any 3 of those would have got you the point. And then the last question, which was pretty rough, I've got to say, is how long in meters is a standard C60 audio tape? The reason why we know how long it is because there's a standard for how quickly the tape moves under the head on a tape player, and that is 1 7/8 inches per second because of America, I assume. So if you think of a 60-minute tape, that's 2 sides, right? So it's only actually 30 minutes worth of physical tape. So 1 7/8 inches per second times 30 minutes is 3,375 inches or 85.75 meters. So if you got between 75 and 95 meters, then you get a point. Hooray. All right, so that's the end of our quiz for tonight. Only took a little bit over an hour. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the video window or in the Facebook page, which is Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around and chat for a little bit longer, that's cool. I'm just going to do a little bit of Facebook housekeeping. If you want to head off, do something else, that's cool as well. I hope you're keeping well. Yes, Tetris, it is very hard to find because we literally created it like 3 days ago. So like I made it on the weekend. 4.5 in the 3rd round from Matt. Wow, that's pretty good. I don't know how you got half a point. I don't remember giving out half points. Anyway. Yes, so the channel is a little bit hard to find, but it's because it's very new. Now that we've hit more than 10 likes, it'll start appearing in relative, like relevant places on Facebook. So it'll be a bit more obvious. Who knows? I might even splash out a bit of cash and promote the page and get a few more people. But, we had 25, 26 people on tonight. That's pretty good. That's about as many as we get at the pub. So pretty happy with that. Questions are all right. Obviously a little bit difficult 2nd and 3rd rounds, but That's okay. That's all part of the fun. You might learn something. Righto. Nice one. All right. Well, I'll end it now. If you want to put any more comments, feel free to put them on the Facebook page. That's Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. And I'll see you next week. Keep an eye out for the event on the Facebook page. Bye. Oh, where's my mouse cursor gone? There it is. Bye.